What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about two different cryptos in this video, Dogecoin and KTA. I figured putting Doge the dog and KTA Kita the cheetah together. We got our two animal spirits out in this video. That'll go well. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into it. Okay, Dogecoin will be first, and we'll talk about KTA afterwards. Right? It'll be in the second half, ideally, of this video. I try to do a lot at the same time, but sometimes one of them gets more attention than the other. I'm assuming we'll be able to split it 50-50 here. Anyways, 19.4 cents now on Dogecoin. 8 hours 52 minutes left in the day. We haven't talked about Dogecoin in quite some time, really. I think since this crash happened. Maybe we talked about it right after the crash. I can't remember. But here we are moving sideways, which was the typical expectation for a lot of cryptos after this crash. A lot of people were saying, we're going to move lower. A lot of people were saying, we're going to move higher. And I was like, we're probably just going to move directly sideways. That's most likely what's going to happen. Maybe up a little first and then sideways was my thought, but who cares? That's then and there, not here and now. Here and now, it's looking like we're moving down a little bit, right? 8 hours, 52 minutes left in the day. We did see a high of 20 cents today, and now we're back down here for what's looking to be a bearish finish on the day. Let's look at the short-term stuff and see if we do end up getting a bearish finish or if we're looking to find support in reverse here, okay? 1 hour time frame, zooming in a little bit. Oh, looking at the 1 hour RSI. Things are definitely taking a bearish turn, but overall very bullish, very productive. Getting overbought consistently, not getting oversold at all. Really not even living below the 50 too much, right? This is a very not normal thing for what you've been doing over the past day now is being under the 50 here. So you're at the 40. You might be at an area to bounce, actually. This would be a really good area to bounce here. 51 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame. You really could bounce right here. Let's actually see. Let's take a low to a high and see where you are. Are you right at the 382? You're right at the 382. This could be a perfect area to bounce. Typically, you do look to a wick below the 382 and then close above it. That could suggest you're moving higher. So right now, I think it's important that we interact with 19.7 cents and get above there. You want to start closing prices above 19.7, above that red line, because if you do, you validate this as a low, and most importantly, you invalidate this as a high, and you're going to move higher, right? That'd be a good look there. I like the RSI overall. You know, I don't like that we're slumping down like this, but at the same time, a low here, a lower low there, a low here, a higher low there. That is hidden bullish divergence, and that's good for continuation. The MACD is on the 1 hour time frame, so it's a lot less relevant. It's a lot less significant, let's just say. But overall, it does look bullish as well. Yes, you're crossed down right now, but I'd say overall it does look bullish. Looking at the stochastics, bearish, but you are at the areas that you do like to find support. And if we are bullishly trending, if we are moving up, you should not be spending much time here at all. The orange line, the orange oscillator, might not even get into the oversold zone by the time you start to move up. So this is all good stuff. I mean, by the end of the day, this daily candle right now looks very pessimistic. By the end of the day, we could come back up and fill it up, maybe all the way. Who knows? But I don't have any worries at this price. Here's the thing. What I will say on the 1 hour, looking at it here, is if I'm wrong and we do go lower, then go lower. Do it. You'll probably bounce at 19 cents. I doubt you go below 19 cents, okay? You'll probably bounce at your golden ratio, which from a low to a high, where is that? That's at 19.07 to 18.9 cents. So I really doubt that you'd break 19 cents. I'm very confident that either this is the low or that you have just a little bit lower to go. But I'm pretty confident here saying that this is the low. Before we get any kind of movement upwards, I'm very confident that this is a low. I'd feel comfortable buying here. But if I'm wrong, again, it's not a big deal. If I'm saying we're going to move up from here, and instead of this move, we move down first, we're still going to move up. You know what I mean? It's just we move down first. That's okay. The only difference is instead of it happening at this time, it happens at this time, and that's fine. Looking at the 4 hour time frame now. 4 hour, man, that's an ugly candle. I gotta say that is an ugly candle. But 49 minutes left. That's a lot of time. Let's see how it goes. You know, I mean, if you come back up and you close this candle neutral, you'd have a wick on both sides. It's about the same length. It's even, so that's not a problem there. 4 hour RSI. The 4 hour RSI actually does look productive. You know, overall, it's kind of a more bearish tilt, but here, if you look at this higher low trend that you've got going on, higher lows and higher highs, you've got a very nice parallel kind of dynamic going on. What's nice about this is it agrees with exactly what I just said, which is that Dogecoin can see lower prices and still likely it would find support, right? Still likely it would. But I wouldn't be surprised if we found support here, man. You're right at the 50. If this candle, by the end of this candle, we come up, I mean, it's not that much time left relevant to a 4 hour period, but 48 minutes left. If by the end of this candle, by the end of this 48 minutes, we move up like 2%, because we're only down 1% right now. If we move up 2%, we go from rejecting the 60 here to, instead of it pivoting like this, it'll actually continue moving higher. And I just think being in this range overall, it makes sense that regardless of what we do right here, right, we're going to be moving up to the overbought zone. It is the weekend. A lot of cryptos are looking like they're getting shaped up to do some positive things this weekend, which I hate calling for because typically whenever I call for the weekend to be bullish, it doesn't happen typically. My calls for like a bullish weekend typically do not work out, honestly. Um, but this time, there's just a lot of indicators going on in the space. It's more than just like a gut feeling. It actually just looks, if it wasn't for the weekend, I'd have no problem saying that the next 2 days are going to be very bullish. But the fact that it's the weekend, if we don't get immediate gratification to the upside, we can consolidate a little bit and then move up on Monday, which would be right here, right? We could consolidate a little bit and then move up. If we're boring, if we're stagnant, that's fine. Hopefully, not too much decay, not too much downside. That's what we're hoping to avoid. Looking like we're moving up though. Hey, yeah, looking like we're moving up. I think so. I think so, man. This is a perfect area to bounce. It honestly is. Daily time frame. Did we look at all the indicators? We just looked at the RSI. The MACD looks great here. I like the break and the consolidation and the move up. We've actually seen a lot of this happen across the space, not just now, but over the past like couple of months even. It's actually on the 4 hour a very predominant thing that happens. Stochastics, to be fair, look a little bearish, but sometimes you get in, you get out, you get back in again. Let's just see how it works. There's still 47 minutes left in this 4 hour candle. I mean, if you close up green, you won't be as far apart, and you might stay in this area and promote more growth. We'll see. Daily time frame, zooming out a little bit, things are starting to get more bullish, aren't they? We've got some bullish divergence here on the MACD. The stochastics, oddly enough, are just moving sideways, which I don't think I've ever actually seen this on the 50. That's pretty odd, but you're literally moving sideways here. And the RSI is reluctant to get oversold. Very positive daily RSI overall, very reluctant to be bearish to any kind of degree, even in the midst of this flash crash, which wiped out a ton of cryptos. You're just at the base of your range. You haven't broken any kind of significant structure. You're just here. You're right there. What do you mean you haven't broken structure? Look at this wick. That was no. This wick would have never happened if Binance, Coinbase, Bybit, Kraken, if they weren't all shut down at the exact same time. It's fake price action, right? It's absolutely fake price action. It's a game that's being played when nobody's playing. It's a fake game. It doesn't exist. We're holding this area of support largely, and we are at the base of this area now. So I do assume that what we're getting set up for is a move that is similar to this or this, but probably larger. I really do theorize that Dogecoin is in the process of seeing the largest move that it's seen all cycle. So that's what we're looking for. We're probably going to see a new all-time high by the end of this move, something that is likely above $1. We're at 19.5 cents right now. So regardless of the short-term stuff, I mean, what, you're going to go at the lowest to 18 cents? Maybe, probably not. You probably don't even go below 19 cents. But at the highest, we're going to prices that are above $1. This thing's got a lot of potential in a short amount of time. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we were at new all-time highs by the end of this year, expecting something on the lines of $1 to $1.54, because that's where that 1272 is. And then let's see, $1 psychological resistance, so of course there, high to low, $1.09 at the golden ratio. So $1.10, $1.55, something in that zone, likely to be where Dogecoin goes by the end of this next move. And if it's not by the end of the year that you're there, then sometime in early January. That'd be my expectation. Let's move on. Let's talk about KTA. KTA, Key to the Cheetah here, looking at this one. And if you're just here to watch Dogecoin, hit that like button and subscribe on your way out. Thank you all for being here. Kita, man, with a massive, look at how bullish that candle is. Wow, that is a massive dragonfly doji on the monthly time frame. 7 days, 9 hours left. A lot can happen in a very short amount of time. But man, even if we come back, right, that's still a pretty big wick to the downside there. We look at this on a daily time frame, and there's a lot of big things going on with Kita lately. A lot of big things to come as well. But if we look at this on a daily time frame, it looks like we are getting set for a V-shaped recovery here. That's looking like what's happening. And in classic fashion, typically you do move faster out of the V than you do into it, right? So we would expect this move to persist at a pretty high rate. The fact that we're neutral today, I'm not really worried, right? Looking back at how Kita performs, look at this neutral red day here, and then look at this bearish candle here, and then you moved up, right? Look at this very bullish candle here, and then you move down, right? It's deceitful. Big wicks here, looking like you want to sell off, and boom, you moved higher. If you were looking at the all-time history on the DEX screener chart, it does the same thing. On the way up, we like to be deceitful. We leave wicks behind, but I really do think that we're moving up higher. I wonder what the Heikinashi looks like. Right there, boom. Yeah, I think we just got started, man. I think we ended a downtrend and we are just starting an uptrend. And I really truly do believe we're in the midst of a V-shaped recovery, which takes us to one of two places. Okay, again, I've talked about this the last couple times we talked about KTA, and that is that the tricky part about V-shaped recoveries is where does it start? Because it could have started here. It could have started here. It's possible that it started all the way back here. And with V-shaped recoveries, what you look for is a move to take you just above, if not right to where the recovery, where the V pattern started. So in other words, we have like three targets. If the V started here, then right there. If the V started here, then right there. And if the V started here, then right there. And those targets, again, they can be precise as in we go right up to it and then we sell off, or they can be something that we consolidate above and then we continue to build, something like that as well. Sometimes, oftentimes enough with V-shaped recoveries, you do move just above where the start of the V was to end the V, but not always. Sometimes you stop, and oftentimes enough as well, you stop right at the point at which it began. But either way, no matter how you skin it, there's all these lines are above where we are now. Minimum target's at 74 cents. We're at 57 cents now, which not financial advice, not a financial advisor, at least implies like a 30% pump from here. Like you buy this, it pumps up in the next couple of days, and you sell it for a coin that's down. I don't know. It's just a thought. It's kind of my thought, at least, what I'll probably be doing. Although I do plan on holding KTA until it's at new all-time highs. I think that we will see new all-time highs with this move overall. Regardless if the V is here and then we consolidate, whatever, we'll continue to move higher. Regardless if it's here, same thing, right? We're going to continue to move higher. KTA is on a path to new all-time highs. Absolutely it is, you guys. If we look at it here on a 1 hour time frame, let's see, the RSI overall is very bullish. Overall, extremely bullish, actually. Every time we've been right here in the RSI, it's actually been a point to bounce. So curious to see if we get a bounce here. It'd be nice if we did. Stochastic, same thing, very bullish. Typically we do bounce right here, and the orange line doesn't even get below the oversold zone. Looking at the MACD, bullish overall, building some bearish momentum now, but overall bullish. I'm not worried about you. The oscillator is at the same areas that it normally is whenever it bounces as well. But again, we're on the 1 hour time frame, so it's less significant. Let's check out this from let's get the low there to a high here. If we are going lower and we are not moving up higher immediately, and this V-shaped recovery is a farce and it's not a real thing, then we will see 51.6 cents to 45 cents, something in that area, okay? Which could imply, again, even by the end of the month, we could see this, a 10 to a 20% drop. And if we see that, that's fine. It happens. It can happen. That'd actually be a bullish thing if we went down here, we bounce here, and then we continue to rally. It would just throw off the timing of, and maybe even the pattern of this V-shaped recovery overall. But on a 1 hour time frame, I suppose if we were to do this, it'd be better to get it done on Saturday, get it done on Sunday, come down and then come right back up. Do it sooner, do it fast, and then come back up. Next week we can rally going into the end of the month. Don't make it this long, drawn-out, boring thing that takes us into the end of the month, right? If it happens. Again, I'm not saying that it will. And looking here at the 1 hour time frame, I think it'd be more appropriate to consider a bounce from this area than it would be continuation. But again, you never know. You've been moving up. I mean, you're up a good bit here from this low to the high. I mean, you moved up over 100%. That wasn't actually at the low there. Let's see. The low, 131%. You could correct here. But I really think that what we're doing is we're finding support at prior resistance here, right? We just actually, right here, you found support on a closing basis right here at the closing highs. And then right here on a wicking basis, you just found support right here at these wicking highs. I think we're getting set up to move higher. And then on top of that, I'm just curious, where are we relevant to this fib? I wanted to take this fib in the beginning. I'm not even kidding, before I drew that overall fib. But I didn't think it'd be relevant, but here we are. I'm kind of happy that we're doing this. Isn't it weird, the things I get happy about? I get to do this. I get to put a fib on this little tiny non-significant thing. It might be significant. This could tell us that we could go back down to about 56.5 cents to 56 cents. Perhaps we go down there first and then we bounce. Because typically you don't expect to bounce here. You'd expect to bounce here or here or here. So, but could we bounce here? Sure. It's an insignificant fib. It might not be respected as much. The rules are a little bit less rigid. Still though, I expect 56 cents to hold. If 56 cents doesn't hold on an hourly closing basis, then perhaps we do move down. Perhaps we do see KTA, again, move down to like 52 cents, 45 cents, something like that, whatever those retracement levels were. Let's actually put those back on real quick. 45 cents at the lowest, 52 cents at least, yeah, cool. Looking at the 4 hour time frame here, zooming out. 4 hours very bullish on the RSI. We love this. It's actually very, very bullish on the RSI. You can come down and still, again, just agreeing with what I was just saying there, you could come down and still be bullish. It doesn't matter, right? Even if you take out this, if we were to do that, would that take out the V-shaped recovery? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. It would definitely break this trend line here, but who cares? You broke this trend line and we still have the V-shaped recovery going on. RSI. Ooh, what I don't like about the RSI is that we didn't get overbought here. It's not a problem, I guess. I don't know. It's not a huge problem. It's good. It's overall, it's a good RSI, man. The stochastics are positive as well. The MACD is starting to cross potentially. We did have a touch point here, and we moved up. Could this be another touch point here? I think it could be. Again, the 1 hour suggesting that we're at a point to bounce. 37 minutes left in this 4 hour candle. As long as we don't close too much lower than where we are now, I think we will get that bounce. Sometimes you do get false crosses, right? Like we did here. We had a false cross, and then we continued to move higher. False cross, and then we continue to move higher. Sometimes they're a little bit more pronounced, but again, if we take a pause here, it's not a problem. I keep referencing this not because I think we're going to pause here. I actually think we're going to bounce here. I actually think we're going to move up over the coming days, and I'm expecting some truly spectacular price action to take place. We're going to get into that in a second. I've just gone over it in my last two videos, so I'm really focusing on the short-term stuff here, especially because we're kind of right on the brink here, where we are at a critical point if we want to maintain consistent growth right now. But if I'm wrong in my assumption that we're going to move up right now, then again, we've outlined those target areas to find support. It's not a big deal. And overall, the chart still has a lot of bullish stuff going for it. Okay, so, but with that being said, we are at a point to bounce. It'd be nice to see it happen here. So I would like it if this 4 hour candle closed here or higher, and the next one as well did as well. And we, instead of decaying in bullish momentum, began to build some bullish momentum and got some deeper green readings on our histogram. To do that, we'd probably have to close the next 4 hour candle, not this one, but the next one above 62 cents. We probably have to do that. So hopefully that's what happens. Daily time frame, zooming out. Again, I told you we talk about more bullish stuff. Stochastics are overbought. RSI is not overbought yet, and the MACD is not yet crossed above the zero. So you've got one bullish thing going for you and two bullish things to look forward to. Okay, when the RSI gets overbought, you're going to see magic happen. Right? When the MACD crosses above the zero, you're going to see some magic happen. Looking at this here on the, let's do it on the daily time frame. Maybe the 3-day. Yeah, let's do the 3-day. We take this high to this low, and the expectation then would be from here, if we continue to move up, that we stop either at the golden ratio or the 786, 886 area before we find any kind of significant consolidation. So going against the V-shaped recovery idea, we could stop maybe at about 80 cents to $1.30. To be fair, that lines up pretty well with some of our V-shaped recovery targets. Again, we look back here. This V could have started right here. Golden ratio is just above there. Sometimes you stop just above the V. This V started back here. Sometimes you stop right at the V, or even just below. It can happen. So I would love it, of course, if we just kept moving higher. And I think that we will. I do think that we will in time. We will move higher. But it's not in me to expect anything from a high to a low to just rip through and then see its extended targets. It's in a straight line. It just doesn't happen, right? Like there's going to be consolidation here and there, right? But again, I would equate this exactly like what you did here with what you could do in this zone, right? Maybe you move up, you consolidate a little bit, and then you continue to rally. It doesn't mean just because you stop at these points doesn't mean okay, time to go back down. It's just a little volatility, shake things up, and then see your extensions, which inevitably KTA by the end of November, I would anticipate that you see something on the lines of a $2.52 price to a $4.70 price, something in that range there, which is anything and everything from about what that's like a 4.3x to an 8x move by the end of November. That's the expectation. By the end of the cycle, we're going to see dramatically higher targets. I don't know if you guys hear my 3.5-year-old yelling in there, but she's having fun. By the end of the cycle, we should see something that's at least at about a $15 price, I would guess. And at most, I mean, KTA could genuinely run to like 100x, you guys. We could see $100 price. Absolutely, we could. Well, actually, let me double check that. Maybe not. Maybe not. I might have misspoke. I think we could, but we probably don't. We probably stop around like 40 to 60 bucks. Okay, that'd be my expectation. I'm gonna end the video there. I got a screaming 3-year-old to check on. She's okay. She's just getting crazy. Parents of young kids, you know what I'm talking about. Parents of old kids probably even know what I'm talking about as well. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye, and literally bye-bye. It's a good time to buy KTA right now. Even if we drop a little bit, just, again, understand if we drop down to about 45 cents, 46 cents, it's not a problem. It'll probably be a short-lived time, and we will come back up with a vengeance. At least that's the perspective that I have. Anyways, take care. Bye-bye.